Hello, and welcome to Michael's Minty Music for today. Today we are reviewing Queen's final album. Came out in 1995, Made in Heaven. Um, 4 years after the lead singer of Queen, Freddie Mercury, passed away, unfortunately, in 1991. The band spent 4 years taking all of the extra stuff he had recorded right before he died and putting it into this really great album. It's really great. This is the track listing, um, and these are the tracks I added to my playlist. 7 out of 13, although two of the tracks don't really count. The last two hidden tracks, Yeah and 13, are super short and super long, respectively, and they're not really, they don't really count as real. I mean, they're songs, but they don't really count as real tracks. This album is very good. It's one of Queen's it's probably their most emotional album, but it doesn't resort to sort of sappy, lame, sad things. It's definitely sad in places, but and it's definitely sad overall, but it's definitely also got spots where it still rocks and is like, yeah. So it's it's a very well done album. The only single here was Heaven for Everyone. And unfortunately, I don't think any of these songs were ever on the radio in the US. They were a bit more popular internationally, but um, Queen, being a British band, was popular in the US at certain times, but not overall, not always. And then my favorite song of the album is probably It's a Beautiful Day Reprise. You may have noticed I didn't add the original onto my playlist. The original It's a Beautiful Day is all right. It's a good start to the album, but it's not really great as a song. It doesn't really go anywhere. Where the reprise definitely does go somewhere, and it goes somewhere cool. So I really like that song. But Made in Heaven is also really good, and I Was Born to Love You. I mean, a lot of these songs are just really stellar. So this album ranks fourth out of Queen's 15 albums, which puts it basically at the bottom of the top third of their albums. This is definitely one of their best albums. It only loses out to their near perfect albums, so Jazz, The Game, Sheer Heart Attack are the only ones I put above this. But I mean, this album is great. Like, if you make 15 albums and you get number four, that's really a great album. This is also my favorite album from 1995, but it doesn't have very tough competition. The only other album I've listened to from 1995 is Duran Duran's Thank You, which is bad. It's not a good album. So, this was kind of a no-brainer. But even if it was sort of a respectable, decent album from them, I still think Made in Heaven would take it because Made in Heaven is definitely great, a very good album. It would take like a really perfect album from 1995 to beat it. So next up, I will be reviewing Cars Flowers' 1995 album called We Like Digging with the question mark. Um, Cars Flowers is Maroon 5. They released two albums under the name before switching in 2002, and they weren't very popular under that name. Neither of the albums, I think, did very well. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe it's all right. Maybe it'll be bad. We will see. But either way, stay tuned and stay minty.